Pittsburgh-based U.S. Steel said it rejected the offer because Cleveland-Cliffs was pushing it to accept the terms without being allowed to conduct proper due diligence. Cleveland-Cliffs said the value of the offer was $35 a share, a premium over U.S. Steel's closing stock price of $22.72 on Friday.
Here's the Beaver County forecast on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
We can expect scattered showers and thunderstorms today with a high near 80 degrees. We'll have showers and a possible thunderstorm tonight going down to a low of 66. Isolated showers tomorrow with partly sunny skies and a high near 76. Partly sunny on Wednesday with a high of 78. Sunny skies Thursday with a high near 82. And mostly sunny on Friday with a high of 78 degrees. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Curtis Walsh on 99.3 FM, 95.7 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
Now, it's time to talk on Teleforum on Beaver County Radio. 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, 99.3 FM, and beavercountyradio.com. And now, here is the host of the show, Eddy Crow.
Time going quick. I want to say thank you. Last hour was pretty phenomenal. We talked about the Provident Charter School West. And Curtis, not our Curtis, Curtis Kosman was a guest. And Maria Palicelli was a guest. She's the CEO, Curtis Kosman, the board president. Look them up. Provident Charter School West. And if you didn't get to listen to the interview, I'll go ahead and summarize it. We need facilities like this. Now, this next hour, been looking forward to. It's 11 minutes after 11. Joining me on the program, Tyrone Ziegler. First off, good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you also.
All right. I'm just going to go ahead and ask, where are we at with the wave pool right now? And I guarantee you something that you answer is going to lead me to another question. So you go ahead and I'll get out of your way.
Okay. First, before we do that, if you don't mind, I would like to publicly apologize to Second Avenue and everyone that's in the organization to help that park out. I just want to apologize for any comments that I made on my live. No one has told me to do this. This is something that I'm doing on my own. I feel that I was totally wrong for speaking on them and what they have going on in my live.
I don't want to interrupt your apology. What did you say? And talk about who's the organization that you would come out and start with this tells me it's important to you. I want to get all the information.
To be honest with you, I don't really want to mention what I said because I was wrong for what I said.
Don't want to relive it.
Don't want to relive it. Don't want to dig anything up. Like I said, I just want to publicly apologize to, the organization that runs that park and everyone that, has any dealings with that park. I have no ill feelings towards them. Like I said some things in my live that I shouldn't have said at all. And I'm sorry for that.
All right, that takes care of that. Now let's go back. What's the beef with getting the wave pool up and running? Where is it right now? Because I've read, and we've covered it here at the station, there's a deal now, there's not a deal, there's a contract now, there wasn't a contract. Right now, what would you say if somebody walked up and said, when's the wave pool happening?
To be honest, I would tell them the same thing I've been telling everyone for the past 2.5 years. Like, I don't know. It's up to the city. It's been up to the city.
What does the city have to do to make it move forward?
They would have to turn the property over to Tigerland Inc. because the city can't afford a pool. Tigerland Inc. can. We have all the tools now to get that pool back up and running and to maintain it once it's up and running.
What tools do you have that the city doesn't have?
Well, we did have a feasibility study, and as of right now, with them cutting ties, they pretty much just took our feasibility study. But if this deal goes back on the table and we can figure some stuff out, We have our feasibility study,
Okay.
which that does tell that the project is doable, and it gives a whole layout of everything that needs to be fixed.
You're talking about the finances.
No,
Well,
not
you-
the finances,
okay.
just the actual construction part of the pool.
Okay, somebody went through and said, to get this up and running, we need A, B, C, D.
Right,
Okay.
and we have that. It cost us $22,000, which I was able to raise with the collective help from the community and the public. So we have our feasibility study, which would also allow us to be able to get government funding, because some government funding requires you to have a feasibility study.
What is stopping from getting government funding? Is that in the hands of the city also?
Yes, because we need ownership of the property. It's either two deals. It would be either a partnership deal, which the city would have to apply for that funding, but they said they can't afford a pool. So the only option after that would be Tigerland Inc. have outright ownership of the pool or the property, so we can get the funding.
What is the benefit of the city hanging on to the property if they can't afford to develop it?
No clue. And
Is that one of the sticking points?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a lot of things.
How much, Tyrone Ziegler is my guest with Tigerland Inc. We're talking about the Beaver Falls Wave Pool. How much longer can you do this? You're 2.5 years into this. And
I'm actually 7 years into this. I
7?
started 2016. Yeah.
Is it not frustrating to get this close, or to at least be on pace to do something? And what happened? Be honest, what happened? Because everything I saw, again, from the outside, you're going to know this way better than me. From the outside, it looked like everybody was playing nice and working towards a common goal, the common goal being something for the kids, something for the community through the wave pool. What happened where?
I mean, what happened is, to be honest, I mean, I say this all the time, like, I can't lie to the public.
You'd never be a good politician then, my friend.
I can't, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, like, I've been put in a position where a lot of people trust me. And as it's been dragging on, you know, people have asked me, like, what's going on? And I'm not going to lie to them. So the people that I've said stuff to, they ran back and said something to the city, and the city's taking it as, like, I'm trying to, you know, challenge them, but I'm not trying to challenge anybody. My thing is, like, I've raised a lot of money. I've raised materials. I have commitments that I have to make sure that, you know, are secure. We've lost some commitments. 7 years of work.
It's a long time to
It's a long
hold
time.
someone.
So when someone comes up and asks me, like say if you was to approach me anywhere,
Yeah.
you know, I've been approached at Wendy's and Beaver. I've been approached at Dollar Generals and New Brighton. I get approached all the time. So it's like, I don't know if you donated. So if you came up to me and asked me what's
Well, here, let's just do that. Tyrone, good to see you at the dollar store. Oh, we're shopping for the same plastic forks.
Yeah.
That's cool. I gave you $20 6 years ago. What's up with that?
I mean, it's what I would pretty much say. It's not me, it's the city. And then on top of this, you know, and I don't want to, you know, sound like I'm coming down on the community or the public, but they had a little bit of help in this also when it comes to this standstill, because no one showed up when I needed them.
Who they didn't show up where?
I had a feasibility study meeting, public meeting last year. Everyone on social media has so many questions about what's going on with this project, and that public meeting was their opportunity to show up and get whatever question they had, get it all answered. I was there, and no one showed up.
Who didn't show up? The
No
city?
one.
The city?
The
or
city
just,
showed up.
The city did show
Yeah,
up.
the city showed
You're
up.
talking about people that were asking on social media.
But all the people that asked on social media, all the people that, you know, approach me when they see me in public, no one showed up. So it's like, what do you want me to do? If you're not going to show up and fight with me, alongside me, then this is the outcome. Because like I keep saying, for 2.5 years, I've had to keep quiet about a lot of things. And that's one of the issues that's, you know, holding up the pool is the city don't like that I have to tell the truth. Like I said, I can't lie. I am in no position to lie. Like, first off, I changed my life around 12, 13 years ago.
Right.
So that's not me. And then on top of that, like I said, I've taken a lot of money off a lot of people, businesses. You know, I had 30-something containers and 30-something different businesses. You know, a lot of people donated. So I can't lie.
Where's that money?
As of right now, the money is in an account right now, Tigerland Inc. account.
Okay.
And that's another thing too. People keep saying that I stole the money. Like, it's not possible for me to even steal any money. Like when the project was under the Beaver Falls CDC, any money that I retrieved from the public, I turned it over to the CDC and it sat in their bank account.
Who's the CDC?
The Beaver Falls Community Development Center.
Okay, community.
Or corporation, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was under them at first, and then I cut ties with them and I started my own nonprofit. So then I had to go through a process.
Why did you cut ties with them?
I just felt that it would be best if I took control.
Okay.
I was thinking that if I take control, I would stop running into these roadblocks that I keep running into.
Were the roadblocks being caused by the CDC or were they being caused by the city? Because if you take control, and I understand wanting to control your own project, but if you take control, that's where people are going to focus their questions. So taking control.
And they should.
Yeah.
They should. Everyone should focus their questions on me, but at the end of the day, there's some questions that I can't answer.
Well, then why would you have them focus on you if you're not able to answer the questions? If you're going to, like you say, and I believe you, you got to tell the truth. I don't see anything that's going to undo this impasse other than possibly the truth. You telling the truth, whatever that truth is that going to make it worse?
Obviously it did. Obviously it did.
Yeah, so okay. How can you move forward with this project with the chasm that seems to be having been developed? Is this project no longer feasible?
Oh, it's definitely feasible.
How do you move forward with it?
Like one of my board members said, everybody got to put their egos to the side at this point. You know, if they're talking about that they want to protect they want to protect the city. Well, if you want to protect the city, then we need to get our pool back and so we can have the community as a whole in one place, and we can watch over the kids and we can teach the kids a better way, because everything's so divided right now.
Why would they want to go against something that could benefit the city?
Because it's me.
Because it's you?
Yeah, it's me.
What did you, okay, I'm going to sound like my dad when I ask this, but Tyrone, what did you do to make them decide you're the problem?
I speak up.
Mm-hmm.
I speak up. Like I said, you can't allow me to take money off people for 3 years. You can't allow me to get on TV. You can't allow me to be on the front page of the paper. You can't allow me to do all this stuff and then expect me to lie. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm in no position to do that. Like, I have a business, I have family, I have friends. And like I said, I turned my life around. Like, I would definitely be going backwards if I lie. I can't, like I said, I can't do it.
What do you do now? What do you do now?
I pray.
Okay.
I pray, and I hope and I wish, that we can come back to the table, because this is doable. This is doable.
What's stopping it? Now, forget about the egos. I agree with you completely. Stuff gets done a lot better when the egos ain't involved. You're right. But what mechanically or what financially is stopping you and the city? They own the property, correct?
Correct.
What's stopping you from sitting down with them and saying, let's hash through this? Just them, or you said it was you. They got a beef with you.
No, it was me because I speak up.
Okay.
But to get the deal done, it's not me at all. It's them. They have to be willing to sit down and talk to us. We've been trying to reach out to them since February. I think February 27th. That was our first, or 26th. That was our first time our second attorney contacted them or reached out to them. We haven't heard anything back yet.
Do you expect to hear anything back?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
How much longer can this impasse go on before you have to cut and run? Because you can't devote all your waking hours to something that's never going to happen.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
So until they get rid of that property or whatever, I'm not going anywhere. I'm committed to that project. I'm committed to the people that want that back, all my supporters. I'm committed to them. So
How much is that property worth?
nothing.
Nothing.
It's a liability that Tigerland Inc. is willing to take over. We've told them that already. That property is worth nothing. As it sits right now, it's worth nothing.
Worth less than nothing if it's a liability.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
And like I said, Tigerland Inc. is willing to take over that liability.
What's the next step?
It's just a waiting game. It's always been a waiting game.
But if they're in a position to not have to answer you, which it sounds like, do you expect them to ever show up and say, okay, we're going to answer, or we're going to address this? If they don't have to, why would they?
Then it's time for the community to step up. That's another thing too. With me being silent for 2.5 years, it allowed the people that are against me and the people that are against the project to influence the standstill.
Why are people against you and against the project? When I'm trying to come up with a reason to be against this project, and I'm not coming up with one.
It's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
A lot of reasons.
Because it's a lot of reason.
Okay.
From seeing stuff on social media, people don't, you have the miserable people that just don't want to see it happening. And then you have, and I'm going to be totally honest with you, you have people that don't want to see a black man in this county succeed. And I'm going to be totally honest with you, because that land used to be segregated at one point in time. And please best believe that
do you think anybody remembers when that land was segregated?
Yeah,
do you really?
Yeah. I ran into a lady probably about 4 years ago when I used to work for Bathfitter. So we had a job out in Grove City.
Okay.
So we get there, never met the lady in my life. Make a long story short, found out that she used to swim back at that pool when it was segregated. And she was so happy to hear that I was reopening that pool because it would get everyone together.
Right.
Okay. So there's still people that are alive that used to swim there back in those days.
That don't have her open-mindedness.
They don't. Because
Okay.
I've had a man stand right next to me at a council meeting and say, he was upset that they were going to just give me the property, and then as soon as
if the property's worthless, what difference does it make?
Because there is the memory. It's the memory.
How would that play into arguing with Beaver Falls? Because if memory serves, the majority of Beaver Falls staff, council, mayor, all of that.
Like I said, if you have, for 2.5 years, if you just have the people that are against it speaking up, those are the people they're going to listen to. And like I said, for 2.5 years, I haven't been able to say anything. When I tried to say anything, when I tried to reassure the public that we were moving forward, I was 10 minutes later, I was told by my attorney to take the post down.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you coming in, talking. Tyrone Ziegler is my guest. We're talking about the wave pool. What should I have asked you that I didn't ask you that you wanted to let the public know? And if your attorney calls, I'll say it's my fault.
That this project is doable, man. All they got to do is just get out of my way. Like I said, Tigerland Inc. can take over full responsibility of the liability of that property, of the business. We are equipped to do everything we're supposed to do. Like I said, we have a feasibility study. We have our 501c3. We now have a business plan. They were talking about, I don't have a plan, which I thought was totally wrong to run around saying that instead of just actually sitting down with me and saying, what, we don't think your plan is good enough. You're going to have to get us a business plan. And another thing too, people keep speaking on this whole insurance situation. Like, no one's doing any research. Right now, people are saying that the insurance is going to cost $1 million. There is no commercial pool out there that is paying $1 million for their insurance.
I think you're giving people too much credit with something you just said. Why don't they do the research? They ain't going to they're going to look at pictures and they're going to post stuff
Right.
on social media,
Right.
and you've seen that.
Right, because I've posted stuff where it was cut and dry, and people still ask me like, "What's happening?" And it says right there in the post, like, what's going on. But yeah, like I said, with this whole insurance situation, people were saying, it's going to cost us $1 million for the insurance. No, it's not. No, it's not. And I can't give an exact number, but I've been trying to get a quote. I've been trying to get a quote for the past couple weeks now, and because I have a leak detect. Well, I'm not going to say me. I'm friends with a guy by the name of Benjamin Kaufman. He's been on our team since 2018. He reached out to me because he wanted to help with bring the pool back. He's a leak detect specialist. He knows everything about pools. He actually helped whenever we was doing the construction up there at the pool. So he's been helping me try to get this insurance quote, because we've been running into a problem because of the fact that the pool's been closed for 2 decades.
They don't know what there's
really no data for it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still going to push to get this quote. So in the meantime, he did find out a ballpark figure. I'm not going to put that out there because, people I want to give the exact number.
Yes.
Okay. But from what he has told me, we're going to be able to afford it. The insurance is not going to be high at all. As long as Tigerland Inc. has their own insurance, general liability insurance,
right.
And then we can get an umbrella insurance, we'll be able to pay for that insurance. It's not going to be so high.
And that's from the money that you've already gotten from the community?
No, that would be through sales, government grants, and foundation grants.
Okay.
We'll be able to pay any bills. So say through sales we pay the lights, stuff like that.
The monthly stuff.
The monthly stuff.
Yeah.
Right. Those grants that we'll be able to apply for every single year will make up for anything we can't afford or we can't pay for. Like, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I just need the opportunity. You can't say something that's not going to happen if you ain't even giving me a chance to do it. Because someone else did it and it didn't work. Yeah, that's because, and this is no knock to the city. When the city did it, they had too much things to juggle. Give it to me where we don't have to juggle a whole bunch of things. We don't have to take the money and put it back into the city when it comes to certain things that the city needs.
Okay.
Any money that Tigerland Inc. gets from that pool would go straight back into the business.
Do me a favor.
I'm listening.
As this goes on, you come back and talk to us some more?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely.
All right. Tyrone Ziegler's been my guest. News is next. It's Teleforum on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to Beaver County Radio, created by local people in the St. Barnabas studio.